Hello, this is Dave Bumgartner, and do you know what PTSD stands for? It stands for Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder, and this is a pretty important topic, so I've got some notes over here that I'm going to reference a lot more than I usually do, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here. When we have a traumatic experience, it's normal to feel disconnected, anxious, or frightened. And if you feel stuck in that mode where you're always constantly having painful memories or you're upset and it won't fade, this could be leading to PTSD. Now, most people associate it with battle-scarred soldiers or rape victims, but it could be any type of event that happens that causes you to feel hopeless or helpless, and it can emotionally lead you to PTSD. So some of the symptoms of PTSD are re-experiencing the traumatic event, an intense physical reaction to something that reminds you of the trauma, nightmares, flashbacks, intrusive, upsetting memories of the event. Another symptom is numbing and avoidance. And hey Don, how you doing? Glad to see you can make it. The second one is numbing and avoidance, where they try to limit themselves to not be put into any situation that reminds them of what has happened in the past. They feel detached from others. They feel emotionally numb, loss of interest in activities and just life in general. Hey Mom, how you doing? And the inability to remember important aspects of the trauma and avoiding any activity, places, thoughts, or feelings that remind you of those kinds of things. That's right, Don. That's a good point. It's unresolved grief contributes to it as well. And sleep problems, irritability, anger, hyperarousal is the third one. And feeling jumpy, easily startled, and always on red alert all the time. Number 4, a negative thought and mood changes, depression, hopelessness, difficulty concentrating and remembering things, feeling of mistrust and betrayal, feeling alienated, feeling alone, and guilt and shame are another one. Hey Andrea, how are you doing? Now, PTSD in children, especially very young children, can be different from the adults. They can include irritability and aggressiveness, aches and pains with no apparent cause, acting out the trauma through play, stories, or drawings. Your children has new phobias and anxieties that seem unrelated to the trauma. Somber compulsive play in which themes or aspects of the trauma is repeated over and over again. Sleep problems and nightmares. Losing previously acquired skills such as toilet training. Fear of being separated from their parent. So these are just some of the symptoms of someone with PTSD. Like I said earlier, a lot of people consider it something that only happens to battle-scarred soldiers and rape victims, but it can happen to anybody, and it could be any traumatic event that triggers it. If you'd like to know what the risk factors for PTSD, go ahead and send me a message. I've got a list of 8 risk factors that you can look at that will give you some idea if someone has a high risk for PTSD, and hopefully this information will help you out. Obviously, if you know someone that has PTSD or someone that shows the risk factors or the symptoms of PTSD, definitely seek out professional help, because there's a lot of things that can be done for you that will help you to learn to cope with these situations. So hopefully it's some good information for you, and we will talk to you later. Thank you.